Alrighty, here we go. With the last of the dungeon walkthroughs, we got Stonevault.
The true lesson of the void.
A very first pull, usually a lot of people pull like this entire first hallway, so I'm just going to talk about the important things. There's going to be Curse Dispels going out on people, so you want to dispel those as much as you can. I'm not playing a Curse Dispel class, except for on a 1-minute cooldown I can dispel it. So we will just be basically trying to heal through those for people. Next thing that's really important is the Earth-infused golems. They're going to do a frontal, I believe it's a randomized frontal at someone, and then they also do a big AoE smash, but if you are a range, you can actually outrange them. But here we want to really watch these melee, because they're going to get hit hard, because they have the Curse Dispel and the AoE going out. Like there, before the AoE went out, I just went and outranged it. And other than that, the Void Souls, the ghastly Void Souls, they're going to do like a fear cast that needs to be interrupted, otherwise everyone gets feared, and it lasts like 6 seconds or something. It's pretty awful. Like here, we're just watching this person with the Curse Dispel, because the AoE is going to happen. I outrange it,
Your ascension
heal him back up.
is complete.
You can outrange it without having to actually like be out of range for your own spells. I believe it's like 40 yards or something like that. I don't know the exact amount. This one, it looks like we're still kind of fighting in here. I'm just going to go out this way.
AoE.
So like here I'm out of range, so I don't get hit by the AoE. Swirlies that are spawning under my feet are just the little mechanical guys. They just do a ability called Heroic Leap. And if the cast goes off, they just jump to the swirly. And here we're outranging. I didn't outrange that first one. It's definitely a little awkward on Evoker because you have such shorter range compared to other healers, but it's still manageable.
AoE.
We should be outranged? Nope, we're not. It's because everyone's standing on the opposite side of the golem, so it makes it really hard for me to reach them.
Ascension is complete.
Looks like Evoker definitely struggles with outranging it, depending on where everybody else is.
AoE.
Outrange this one for sure, right? Yeah, there we go.
What's this? Is that golden fused with something else? Atomic air.
And there's two main strategies for this boss right here.
Brilliant.
The first major mechanic is he's going to put these pillars down on the ground, and you're going to want to break them with the beams. There's two different ways of breaking them. You can either break them 2 at a time or 1 at a time. I'll explain the difference here in a second, but let's just go for 1 at a time because this guy accidentally stepped on one. And the other mechanic is the tank's going to get hit with this seismic slam at the same time that the beams are happening. And then he's going to get this magic dispel debuff. You do not want to dispel it until the next seismic slam happens, because it gives the tank an absorb shield whenever you dispel it. So you want to dispel it as the slam is happening. So like here I'll break 1 pillar with the beam. Oh, looks like we're breaking other ones, so I'm going to move out of the way. Like there we broke 2. I also don't think I dispelled.
Is complete.
Okay, let's see if we can catch back up and start talking again. Alright, so we have the pillars. So breaking 1 at a time means you take less damage, like, consistently, but you take more damage when, so there we dispel the tank. Take more damage at the end, because you're going to do 2 pillar breaks. So there we broke 1 set of pillars, now this is the second set of pillars that we break. And then after these ones break, the boss does a slam and breaks the remaining pillars. Whenever a pillar breaks, it gives you a dot, like the entire group a dot. The whole idea is whether or not you want to take damage constantly, or if you just want to take a heavy amount of damage when the boss slams here. Like, see there, the boss only broke 1 pillar because we kept breaking them. But we took, like, no damage after the slam. I usually prefer is to break 1 at a time. Because then what happens, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here because this guy keeps breaking multiples.
Your ascension
There, we broke all 3 again. I like to do is break 1 at a time, because what it allows you to do is when the slam goes off, you can just send healing cooldowns and defensives there, because then you're getting the slam and the majority of pillar breaks all at the same time, which just allows you to overlap your defensives and healing cooldowns a lot more efficiently. I definitely prefer. Either way, both strategies work. The idea is you either are breaking 2 at a time or 1 at a time, depending on how you prefer to heal it.
Either one of these paths should lead us to an access console.
Here we have the Despoiler. The Voidbound Despoiler is like the main mob here, and he's going to do this Void Out cast, and it just does a very heavy amount of damage to the entire group over the duration of the cast. We also have these Curse Dispels going out once again, so you're going to be wanting to watch out for those. We don't have our, like there, I already used my Curse Dispel because it's on a minute cooldown, so now I just need to like kind of spam heal the player who has it. Probably going to get another cast by the Despoiler. Here we have the Forge-bound Menders. They're going to just spam cast like a Alloy Bolt at random players, and that just does a little bit of damage. And they cast a heal every, like, I think it's every 20 seconds or something. Just want to make sure that we interrupt that restoring cast right there. And then other than this, we have the Forge Loader. He's going to do random frontals at people, and also the most important thing for us, so like there's the frontal, but like this Shaman right now, he has a dot on him. It's the loader every, I think it's like every 20 or 25 seconds, the loader will put a dot on somebody random, and it does a lot of damage. You want to make sure you're healing that individual person. There, like the dot went on the DK. The Shaman just got hit by the frontal. Like there, the DK has the dot, and you can see it just like ticking him down insanely hard. So we're just gonna try to keep him alive. And this cast just has a bunch of Menders in it, pretty much. And I think other than that, it's all mobs that we've seen before. I guess the only guys we didn't talk about are these Forge Hands, the Aspiring Forge Hands. They just apply a constant debuff, which right there the tank just died to. It's like a damage taken increase debuff on the tank, so the tank either needs to kite or you want to like CC them as the stacks get high. I believe you can use some movement freeing effects to break it, but it's a little bit awkward. Here we have aggro, so we're just going to walk up and knock back. Just watching her on HP. Still have a lot of aggro, so I'm just going to be kiting around. This debuff right here that you can see on the tank right now, there's a dispellable debuff that we want to dispel, and then there's this debuff right here that's stacking up. Like right now, the tank has 7 stacks. This is the one that will increase their damage taken. And the dispellable debuff is a movement speed slow, so that makes it hard for the tank to kite. So if they are trying to kite, you want to make sure you're dispelling that. Here we have all the same mobs. We have a lot of Menders here, so we're going to be watching interrupts. Patrol that I wasn't paying attention to. Usually that gets pulled in anyways. There, 2 of the heals went off, and you can see that heal that went off on the one that I'm targeting. It just instantly put it at full health again. It's very obnoxious, so you want to make sure you're kicking the heals. The alloy bolts, holy moly, are definitely not that dangerous. If they go off in like quick succession or a bunch target the same person, it can kill them. But otherwise, you should definitely prioritize the heals. In like the cast that the mobs do. Take that other
Your
heal.
ascension
Oh, that wasn't
is
supposed to get pulled.
complete.
These guys aren't very fun, because so here they'll do the frontals. There's the first frontal. And now this one will do the molten, it's called Molten Mortar. It's putting it on me. You can see it does a huge initial amount of damage, and then it's gonna do 15 seconds of damage over time. That's pretty rough as well. So we are just focusing on healing myself and the Paladin. And now they're doing Molten Mortar again. It's on the DK. Now we're healing the DK and the Shaman.
Your ascension is complete.
Machine speakers in the Stonevault. Fanatically loyal.
Get a quick drink in. We'll lust this boss.
Intruders detected. Defense protocol.
Roshki, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. 7 months. Alright, so this boss, speaker, there's two different bosses. They both have separate HP, so they are not linked together. Big guy does a frontal. You want to be away from the center most of the time. You want to play towards the edges of the room, because this giant box will fly through the middle of the room occasionally. Speaker Brock needs to be interrupted. Do a cast every now and then called Molten Metal. Dodging frontals, and then now exhaust vents is going to happen. There's going to be one vent that is safe, which is this one down here that's not spewing fire everywhere. Run to that one, and then this is also where you use healing cooldowns and stuff to heal through that. And the big guy's going to put the box in the middle of the room. It's going to explode and do a large amount of damage to the whole group. And now we're going to deal with another exhaust vent, so we get everyone topped up before that. We apply some echoes. Now we're running to the new safe zone, which is down this way.
3, 2, 1.
Now whenever the little guy jumps away, like right here, he's going to jump away. He's going to start casting immediately right here. So you want to make sure that you kick him. I hope that we live. It looks like we're going to live. We might live. Looks like we are recovering. Oh, don't die. Oh, I got hit by the tank buster. I don't think he had anything for it. Okay, it's still doable. Now we're just staying here because the safe zone is right where we're at. Trying to get everyone topped up before this explodes because it does a heavy amount of damage. And we're going to have the exhaust go out. I have to kick. Oh, nope. We don't have a kick for it. That's really bad. We're going to take a lot of damage here. It's going to hurt. Going to watch this frontal that's going out. We're staying here because this is the safe zone. The bosses also need to die at the same time, which right now they are definitely not doing that. The little guy's going to die way too early. We might be screwed here. Because when one of the bosses die, they just start pulsing a ton of AoE damage to the entire group. Like right here, we're just going to start taking a ton of damage. I'm going to use Zephyr. Use a fully charged Spirit Bloom. Rewind. And just spam healing through this. Okay, there we go. Got enough cooldowns to make it work.
Is complete.
Yeah, it's basically frontals that you're avoiding, and then interrupting the little guy, and then running to the safe zones and using healing cooldowns as you get there. Basically, every time the exhaust vents go off, the group's going to take a heavy amount of damage. Alright, now we have some new mobs. So first off, we have the Howlers. The Voidbound Howlers will just do a cast every 20 seconds called Piercing Howl, or Piercing Wail. And if it goes off, it just does a bunch of damage to the group, so you want to kick those. And then these turn speakers, every like 15 seconds or so, they'll cast this like little cogwheel thing. It's called Censoring Gear. It targets a random player, and if it goes off, it does a decent amount of damage to them, and then also silences them for 3 seconds with like a magic dispel debuff. So if that targets you, you want to be extra careful, because if you get hit by the silence while you're needing to heal the group, the group's in big trouble. Usually just try to play around these pillars, because if any of the casts go off, you can LOS pretty much everything in here. And then here we have a lot of the, like here I got targeted by a censoring thing, so I just LOS'd it. Because the cast went off and everything, but since I LOS'd it, it did not hit me. I think the only thing new here, besides mobs that we've already fought earlier, is now there is little swirlies to dodge. It's these big, like, golem-looking guys that do it.
Dodge.
That right there. Set up my bigwigs to say dodge every time they cast it, and it helps a lot. There, a whale just went off. And we have the censoring thing that was about to go off. Usually just watching for if those censoring cogs, censoring gears, target me, because then I can kind of dip back and LOS. Here we have the Despoiler with the Howlers, so if the void out is happening, and like right here, if the howl goes out, like you instantly die. There's no way to heal it. That was the worst effort I've ever casted in my entire life. It's okay. We make it work. Like 20% playing the game and 80% trying to commentary over every mob.
AoE.
Here's going to be another AoE. We're going to cast a Spirit Bloom. And do a Dream Breath.
Your ascension
Oof. That was a big tank hit.
is complete.
Okay. The elementals, it's right there. It's the Crystal Salvo. You just want to dodge those, because otherwise that happens. It just happened to the DK. He got hit by it, but he also wasn't full HP, so he probably would have lived if he was full HP. Can't heal him up in time. I think he got meleeed by something. I couldn't tell. As far as I remember, he was full HP when we went into the pack. Healing this curse debuff because I don't have a dispel for it.
Dodge.
Don't have a dispel for these either, so we're gonna echo those players. Refresh Reversion on them. And then cast a Spirit Bloom. Nope, didn't get him in time. That sucks. I think he got hit by the Arcing Volley from the Invader at the same time. Doing these one at a time, holy moly. We're gonna have the Void Out happen. Gonna just rewind this one. And we'll Spirit Bloom.
Your ascension is complete.
We'll save Dream Breath because we have another Void Out that's gonna happen in 10 seconds. Spamming some damage. And then we'll start applying echoes. And then we'll do Dream Breath
AoE.
into a Temporal Anomaly, into a Spirit Bloom, and then that should heal everybody up. Here we go. Just watching the swirlies on the ground. Watching the sensors. I kicked that one because it was on me. That's what I also usually do as a healer, is when I'm pugging, is I'll just save my kick for if I get targeted by the sensor. Because if someone else gets targeted, I can just dispel it off of them if they even care about silence. Because if it targets like a melee DPS or something, then they just don't care. If it targets me, I can just be the one to make sure I kick it, basically. So I can like save my CC and my interrupt and stuff to just stop the sensors from going on me. Okay, this boss is the one that people probably struggle with the most. So I will explain my strategy. I don't know if it's the correct one. I haven't reviewed any VODs from like really high keys or anything like that. I've done this on a 14, so I feel like I have a decent experience. The first thing is these shards, when they die, they're going to explode and do damage to the group. And then after the shards spawn, he's going to spawn all these little orbs around the room. You want to pick up at least 2 of them when they spawn. There, I only got 1 because someone else grabbed it before I did. So right here, when he does this circle, he'll spawn them.
5,
We,
4,
as a healer, want to pick
3,
up like 1 or 2 of them each time.
1.
We should end up with like 3 or 4 by the end of it. There, we blew up 2 of the crystals at the same time. Okay, though, we're going to recover. And then we're healing during this thing because it hurts really bad. Okay, so the most dangerous parts of this fight is going to be the first crystal that breaks, because you have no... When you pick up those little orbs that I was talking about, the 1 to 2 orbs that we're picking up, they increase all of your healing done by like 50% per orb that you pick up. It's absolutely insane. So the first one that breaks is going to be the most dangerous because we don't have that buff yet. Like right here, this is where we want to pop cooldowns. Use our stasis, and then we need to pick up orbs before other people grab them. We want at least 2 of them.
Is complete.
Use an external on the low health player. And see, this will increase our healing done. So if I just have like reversions out on people and stuff, they'll just be like almost instantly full health most of the time. It's absolutely insane. And now we're just doing a little bit of damage. We also do increased damage here. We want to press defensives. And I just do a full channeled Spirit Bloom, helping do a little bit more damage. So basically the orbs will increase your damage done to that boss's shield when he goes into that shield phase, but it also increases your healing. So the goal is you want the healer to pick up the first couple because there's no shield to break. So DPS picking it up, it doesn't do anything right away, but if I pick them up, like right now, my healing's instantly increased. Like right now I'm doing increased healing. That helps a lot because it helps us get through this initial phase. And then second set of orbs, a DPS can pick them up.
5,
Your ascension
4,
I don't really know what I have. Oh, I have Spirit Bloom. There we go.
is
1.
complete.
I couldn't do anything about that. I think he got hit by a swirly. Just use our stasis to keep the Shaman alive. Use Rewind. Also completely forgot to lust this boss, but that's okay. We'll just lust the last one, I guess. So yeah, the main takeaway from this boss is use healing cooldowns for this first shard that breaks, like right here, and then you use it again for when he goes into the shield phase. As long as you're picking up the orbs that drop, your healing will be increased by a lot, and it should help get through that. Because I think that's why people struggle, is they don't pick up orbs, and then they can't keep up with the crystals breaking and blowing up the group. Oh. These guys, the honor guards, they just hit the tank pretty hard, and then they do a random frontal at a player. You'll see it indicated by like a little arrow on the floor. Ideally, you want to aim it towards walls and stuff so that they don't charge, because they charge like super far across the room. Like you see this one just fly across the room. It's definitely not mandatory. It's just be aware, because the charge will one-shot you if it hits you.
Is complete.
Here, the charge is going towards me. I'm going to move out of the way before it goes off. And these big golem guys, they are going to do 2 different casts. The first cast is going to do an initial burst of AoE damage to the entire group, and then knock you back. Right here, we take damage, and then we get knocked back. He'll spawn immediately after these swirlies on the ground. Stand when he die. That's pretty much it. And just each knockback will do more damage than the previous one, because you'll get this little debuff that increases your damage taken from it. We'll have the initial damage again. We'll probably kill him before it. Okay. And these mobs, we have the menders that we talked about earlier, and then the honor guards, so we're trying to bait these charges into the wall right here. This is where it gets a little messy, because you can't, it's really hard to see the arrows sometimes, depending on where they're facing. Like that one right there, the one in the back, is really hard to see. Oh, we charged into the other pack, so it pulled it. And help kick those. Goodbye, Shaman.
Your ascension.
Okay, the only thing new here that's going on is they will spawn. I really hope we can live this. There's a charge going right at me and I can't move out of the way. Okay. Okay, we're recovering. Right. The only thing new here is these stone shapers are gonna spawn a totem on the ground, and it needs to be killed, otherwise it kills the whole group. It's very low HP, it gets one shot by most stuff, but you definitely want to help kill it if you're not busy healing.
Add.
So there it is. It has like a little red beam on it. It's these earth burst totems. Like there, I just living flamed and it just died instantly. And Zephyr, I don't even know if it's going to help with the damage that we're taking. Someone got hit by a charge. I can't save them from that. We just have the little totem guys. Yeah, I think you can interrupt the totems with like AoE CC.
AoE.
So if you have access to that, you definitely want to use it. And then you kick the Stonevaults. Those are just on the tank, but it can hurt the tank a lot. You're not interrupting any of them. Oh, I missed one of them. That sucks.
AoE. Add.
I have that AoE damage.
Add. Add. AoE.
Oh, the earth burst almost went off on that totem. That was close.
Your ascension is complete.
Oh boy.
AoE.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so this boss, you're gonna take he's gonna do frontals. The other thing he does is void corruption. So when he puts void corruption out, it puts a debuff out on every player in the party. You stand by these little void portals in order to get rid of your debuff.
3,
And you need to get rid of it as soon as possible.
1.
Generally, otherwise that happens. So generally what you do is the range DPS and a healer get rid of their debuff first, and then after that melee get rid of theirs, and then after that the tank gets rid of theirs. You can do 2 at a time. Every time you clear and you walk by the portal will despawn and go to a new spot.
3, 2, 1.
Here I just pre-stand by a portal,
3,
and it
2,
teleports away.
1.
And the other people should be clearing, which they just did. Basically, you're mostly using healing cooldowns for when the debuffs go out, and then also this entropic reckoning that happens. That's what's dropping the pools on the floor. It's like the big giant circles. So like here, we're gonna get the circles and the void corruption nearly at the same time.
5,
Here we get the circles. I'm gonna drop mine over here,
2, 1.
and then we're gonna heal everybody because now we're getting the debuffs, and we want to be full HP for those. I'm just gonna pre-stand by this portal. Get rid of mine immediately. We're dodging the frontal. Healing the DK because he still has his debuff. That's mainly what you're looking for as a healer, is who still has their debuffs after they go out. Those are the players that are going to need healing. Because you basically just want to be at full HP for all of these entropic,
1.
whatever it is that goes out. Why am I not remembering the name of it? Entropic Reckoning. Tools that you drop on the ground. Here we clear my debuff. So like there I made a mistake of not freestanding by it, because then the DK was like, oh, I'll go clear, and then I just like kind of stole it from him.
5,
Here we use external on the DK to help him out.
2, 1.
Well, the orbs went through, that's okay. Here we're healing the DK until he clears his debuff. There he goes. And now we'll go pre-stand by this portal this time so that people know that I'm going to take this one. They don't run over to it. And then it also just gets rid of the debuffs faster in general in the entire group.
5, 4, 3.
Here the Shaman's in trouble. Looks like he spotted or something. Maybe that was Nature's Guardian. We're still healing the Shaman here. Now we're going to have Void Corruption again, so I'm going to stand by the portal. And usually as a healer, if I'm ranged, I'm trying to stand by the farthest portal. So like here I should technically stand by the left one. And I kind of baited people there pretty badly.
2, 1.
Shaman's in trouble again. Gonna dodge this frontal. We're healing the Paladin. I don't have time to full channel Spirit Bloom, so we're just casting it quick. And we're healing the DK. Hopefully they clear, because I can't keep healing them. Okay, he bubbled his off. So now we just need to heal the DK. I'll external him, because he's just standing in it.
5.
And now we're walking out with these, keeping the DK full HP. Oh my, we're just stacking those. That was real.
2.
Alright, and we stand over here with our debuff. We're just helping do damage.
Five, 4, 3.
Get out with my debuff real quick.
1.
And there we go. Did not time it, but that's okay. I feel like we did a fair explanation of the dungeon. So that is Stonevault. Hopefully that's helpful, and thanks for watching.